Dear soul, take a deep breath. The moment you've been sensing in your heart, the one your spirit keeps whispering about, is closer than you think. This isn't the end. It never was. That connection, the one that keeps tugging at your heartstrings no matter how much time passes or how many distractions fill your days, is still alive. And the person who once drifted away, perhaps too suddenly or without the closure you deserved, is being pulled back into your orbit. Not just by coincidence, but by a divine orchestration that's been quietly unfolding behind the scenes. The angels have seen the nights you've spent replaying moments in your mind, wondering if they ever felt the same, wondering if they even think of you at all. And now they come with a message wrapped in light and truth. Yes, they think of you. More than you know. In fact, they never stopped. This person, yes, the one who still shows up in your dreams, in unexpected songs, in quiet flashes of memory, is undergoing a profound awakening. Life has placed them in front of mirrors lately, and those reflections have been both humbling and illuminating. They're beginning to see their role in the disconnection, to acknowledge the love they once tried to bury, to admit the questions they still carry about you. They walked away with unresolved feelings. Maybe they told themselves they were doing the right thing. Maybe they felt unworthy. Maybe fear whispered louder than love in the moment they needed courage the most. But deep within their soul, something never settled. The way your energy lingers. The way your kindness left fingerprints on their spirit. The way, despite everything, your name still surfaces when their heart is quiet. And now they are coming back. Not in haste. Not with empty words. But with answers. With the kind of clarity that only comes after facing one's own shadows. The angels are guiding this reunion because it's not just a second chance, it's a continuation. The story between you two was never meant to end in silence. There were lessons to learn, wounds to heal, spaces to grow. And while the road may have diverged for a time, love, true love, has a way of finding its way home. This isn't about repeating the past. It's about revisiting it with wisdom. There are things they're ready to say now, truths they didn't have the courage to face back then. And just as importantly, there are things they're finally ready to hear from you. This next conversation will feel different. It won't be rushed or defensive. It will be soul to soul, heart to heart. The angels want you to prepare, not out of fear, but with hope. They're asking you to clear space in your heart. Not just for this person, but for the truth they bring. Some of it may surprise you. Some of it may feel like the final missing puzzle piece. Either way, you will feel lighter. Seen. Validated. Your intuition has not been wrong. Those inner nudges, the sensations of their energy near you, the subtle signs in the world around you, they've all been confirmations. The love that lived between you didn't vanish. It simply needed to mature. And now that it has, you're both being guided toward a moment of reconnection. But let's be honest, this person is nervous. They've rehearsed what they want to say in their mind 100 times. They've deleted unsent messages. They've almost picked up the phone more times than they can count. But something always held them back. Until now. Because now, they're being moved by a force greater than fear. A divine push that reminds them love is not about guarantees, but about showing up fully, vulnerably, and honestly. They're ready to own their part. They're ready to ask questions they were once too afraid to voice. And most of all, they're ready to listen, to you, to your truth, to the love that never truly left. This is a spiritual turning point, dear one. What comes next may feel surreal. A message out of the blue. A face you haven't seen in a while showing up again. A call at a moment when you least expect it, but most need it. Trust it. The angels are orchestrating this. You don't have to rush. You don't have to decide everything in a single moment. Just allow the connection to re-enter your field. Let the light in. Let the answers find you. Because this love isn't over. It's transforming. They're coming back. And this time, not lost in their own silence or caught up in confusion. They're coming with clearer eyes, a different energy, carrying the kind of presence that only shows up when someone's truly sat with themselves for a while. Not everything is figured out. But something shifted. They don't want to fix the past. They want to understand it. They want to know how you really felt when everything fell apart. What still lingers in you. If there's still space for them to walk in again, not like before, but maybe in a new way. And maybe you feel that too. Maybe that quiet nudge inside you hasn't been wrong. Maybe the reason they've never really left your thoughts is because something unfinished still lives between you two. Not necessarily a second chance in the way most people expect, but a real grown-up kind of conversation. One where truth matters more than pride. One where both of you can just show up and say what's been heavy in the heart without needing to pretend anymore. You're not the same, and they can feel it. You don't carry your love the way you used to. There's more calm in how you wait now, more grounding in your choices, more quiet knowing in your energy. You've spent time learning what it means to give without losing yourself. And this version of you? It's not asking to be chosen. It's standing in her own light, willing to listen, but only if what's coming is honest. There's a softness in you still, sure. But it's not naive. It's the softness that comes from someone who's seen a lot, felt a lot, and still chooses to believe in love, but not at the cost of peace. You're not waiting by the door anymore. You've built your own space. You've moved through the ache, the questioning, the overthinking. You know who you are now, and you know what you need. So when they show up, you won't be meeting them as the woman who got left behind. You'll be meeting them as the woman who kept living, who kept growing, who chose herself through every season of doubt. That's the kind of woman who doesn't chase answers, she attracts them. That's the kind of presence they're walking back into. And they feel it. That's what's bringing them back. They might come with questions, but you've got some of your own. And you don't need to rush through the answers. Let them sit in what they feel. Let them speak it out loud. But don't lose sight of what you've learned along the way. You're not responsible for making things easier for them. You don't need to hold their emotions if they haven't learned to hold yours. Still, there's something tender here. Something worth honoring, even if it doesn't lead to a perfect ending. Maybe it leads to a new kind of beginning. Or maybe it brings you the peace to close the door with love. Either way, it matters. It matters that they finally see what they couldn't before. It matters that your voice will be heard. And it matters that you'll have the space to decide for yourself what this next part looks like. Because real love, the kind that lasts, it's not about grand gestures or constant contact. It's about showing up when it counts, being present when it's uncomfortable, and choosing to tell the truth, even when it's messy. That's the love you've grown into. That's what your heart's been waiting for, not perfection, but presence. Not promises, but consistency. And if they can meet you there, then maybe, just maybe, there's something beautiful still unfolding between you. But if they can't, you'll still walk away with clarity. And that alone is a gift. You don't need to decide everything the moment they appear. Just listen. Breathe. Feel. See how their energy lands in your life now, not how it used to, but now. Because this moment, it's not just about them showing up again. It's about you recognizing your own growth. It's about you being fully aware of your value, your voice, your choice. Whatever unfolds next, you're ready. And you're not walking through it alone. You've got your guides, your light, and more strength in your heart than ever before. This isn't the end. It's something else entirely. And this time, it's on your terms. You may wonder, why now? Why is this person returning at this specific moment? The angels reveal that time has been the quiet sculptor of this transformation. They've been gently reshaping their heart, softening their pride, and dissolving the defenses that once kept you apart. This isn't about desperation or nostalgia. It's about evolution. About two souls who have walked through different fires only to emerge with clearer eyes and fuller hearts. This person has been reflecting on everything, on the words they left unsaid, on the emotions they repressed, on the chapters that felt incomplete. And the truth is, they've come to realize that you were never just a passing presence in their story. You were the catalyst, the mirror, the one who cracked open something real within them. And now, they're beginning to understand what that truly means. They've asked themselves the same questions you've asked. Did I ruin something too sacred to fix? Will they even want to hear from me again? Is there still a door open, even just a little? The angels assure you, that door never fully closed. Not in your heart. Not in theirs. But here's the beautiful part, you hold the pen now. This time, you get to choose how the story unfolds. Not from a place of hurt or longing, but from a space of sovereignty. You've waited. You've healed. You've grown into a version of yourself that is more radiant, more self-assured, more whole. And that's exactly why this moment is finally arriving. The energy between you two has shifted. What once was rooted in confusion is now being offered the chance to take root in truth. But it will require vulnerability. This person is returning with the intention to open up, but they'll also be looking to you for signs of safety. They'll be hoping your heart is still open, still warm enough to receive the words they never found the courage to say. And you, dear soul, are being guided to listen with compassion, but also with clarity. This reconnection is not about sacrificing your truth. It's about honoring it. The angels are asking you to stay grounded in who you've become. Remember that your worth was never determined by their absence. Your love is not measured by how much you waited, it's magnified by how deeply you remained faithful to yourself. If there are emotions that need to be voiced, this is your moment. If there are boundaries that need to be respected, this is your moment. If there is still a flicker of hope, a pulse of possibility, this is your moment. Because when they come back, and they will, it won't be to repeat the past. It will be to ask, can we begin again, with eyes wide open? The angels say, yes, if your heart feels ready. Yes, if the love that remains has matured into something grounded and mutual. Yes, if you can look at this person and see not the one who walked away, but the one who returned, wiser, softer, more present. This journey is sacred. It's not about fixing what was broken, but about co-creating something new from the truth that's emerged in both of you. And the angels are holding space for this next chapter, ensuring it is written not in pain, but in promise. You may notice subtle signs in the coming days. Repeated numbers. Dreams that feel too vivid to ignore. A song that plays and stops you in your tracks. These are confirmations. Reminders that the universe is aligning timelines, clearing the air, and nudging hearts back together for one final honest conversation. This person is preparing themselves emotionally and spiritually. They are ready to hear the truth, even if it hurts. They are ready to take responsibility. And more than anything, they are ready to ask, can we still find our way? Only you can answer that. And whatever your answer is, yes, maybe, or not now, the angels will honor and support it. This isn't about pressure. It's about potential. And above all, about your empowerment. So keep your heart open, but your feet grounded. Let your intuition lead. You've been sensing this shift for a reason. And now that it's arriving, you are ready to face it with the grace, strength, and love that have always lived within you. Because this love, it was never truly lost, only paused. And now, with divine timing, it is moving again. The person you've been thinking about is coming back, not to haunt your past, but to co-create a possible future. With truth, with answers, and maybe, with love that's finally ready to stay. As this sacred unfolding continues, the angels want to remind you of something vital. You are not responsible for healing another person's wounds. You are not here to fix, to prove your worth, or to carry the emotional weight alone. You are here to love, yes, but also to be loved in return. Equally. Honestly. Without conditions. And this is the balance the universe is guiding you toward. This person is not coming back to be rescued. They're coming back because they've finally begun to rescue themselves. To see through their own illusions. to shed the old fears that once made them run. They are returning because for the first time, they are ready to meet you where you are. You'll feel the shift. Their words will carry less confusion, more presence. Their energy will no longer feel like a game of guesswork. And though they may still be nervous, their intentions will feel clearer. They will come with a question, not a demand. With humility, not pride. And most importantly, with the kind of heart you always hoped they'd grow into. But you must listen, not just with hope, but with discernment. The angels are encouraging you to observe, to feel deeply, to notice the way their energy lands in your body. Does it bring peace? Or does it stir old unease? Because your body, dear soul, holds wisdom your mind may overlook. This reconnection will not require you to shrink. It will ask you to rise, to speak your truth, to let love in, only if it meets you at the level you now hold sacred. If they come back with honesty, consistency, and effort, then yes, it could be the beginning of something beautiful. Something new. Something built on a foundation of mutual growth and emotional safety. But if they return still uncertain, still running from responsibility, still unable to honor your depth, then this reunion may be your closure. A chance to finally release with love. To bless the story for what it was and honor yourself enough to walk forward without regret. Either way, dear soul, you win. Because you have already done the work. You've already held the vision, kept the faith, and stood in your own light. This moment is not about them choosing you, it's about whether they can rise to meet the version of you that no longer waits in the dark. You are not who you were when they left. You've blossomed. You've softened and strengthened in equal measure. And now, you stand as a beacon, not begging for love, but radiating it from within. So when the message arrives, when the door knocks, when the voice you've missed finally speaks, stand tall. Breathe deeply. Let your heart speak just as honestly as theirs. Tell them what it meant, what hurt, what healed, and what you now know you deserve. Let there be truth. Let there be tears if needed. Let there be silence too, if that's what clarity requires. But most of all, let there be love, real, sacred, grown-up love. The kind that doesn't play games, doesn't make you question your worth, and doesn't disappear when things get hard. The angels are circling closer now, wrapping you in a cocoon of protection and wisdom. They are watching over this reconnection, ensuring that whatever comes next serves your highest good. Whether this person becomes your future or remains a sacred part of your past, this return is not random. It is purposeful. It is here to complete a cycle, to deliver a message, to offer an opening. And you, dear one, are more than ready. For the answers, for the healing, for the love that either returns renewed or finally sets you free. Trust your heart. Trust the signs. Trust the love that never left your spirit. Because this love story isn't over. But you, divine soul, get to decide how it continues.